Have you been spending a hidden fortune without even knowing it? Welcome back to Lucky Penny Finds. Today, we're counting down the top 3 most valuable ultra-rare wheat penny 1-cent coins worth huge money. Do not spend these coins because these old pennies could be hidden wealth sitting in your pocket right now. Secret collectors are paying serious money for the right ones, and each coin on today's list gets bigger, rarer, and even more shocking. Stay with me until the very end, because the last coin could completely change the way you look at every old penny you find. First coin number 1. The first coin on today's list looks completely ordinary, and that's exactly why so many people accidentally spend it every single day. This is the 1919 wheat penny without a mint mark in very good condition. And if you ignore this coin, you could unknowingly let a silent fortune disappear forever. This is not fiction. Hidden treasure coins like this are still turning up in old jars, forgotten collections, family drawers, and pocket change. Stay till the end, because one tiny detail changes everything. The year 1919 was a remarkable time in American history. The country was adjusting after the First World War, industries were changing, families were rebuilding their lives, and millions of coins were moving through everyday commerce. During periods like this, coins were made to be used, not saved. Most people never imagined that over 100 years later, collectors would search endlessly for surviving examples from this historic year. That is exactly why this wheat penny has become such an exciting hidden treasure. Turn the coin over in your hand, and you'll immediately recognize the famous wheat penny design. On the front is Abraham Lincoln, with his timeless portrait that has become one of the most recognizable faces in American coin history. Flip it over, and you'll see 2 graceful wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. That simple design represents an era that has completely disappeared, making every original survivor feel like a small piece of living history. What surprises many people is how solid this little coin feels. It was struck from a bronze alloy, made mostly of copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it that warm brown appearance collectors love. It weighs about 3.11 grams, measures approximately 19.05 millimeters across, and has a thickness of around 1.5 millimeters. It may fit easily in your hand, but the history it carries is absolutely priceless. Now here's where the mystery gets even bigger. This particular coin has no mint mark. That means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and while millions were originally struck, surviving examples with honest wear and untouched surfaces are becoming much harder to locate. Most of these pennies worked hard for decades in stores, banks, and cash registers before eventually disappearing forever through damage, corrosion, or being melted with scrap metal. Every genuine survivor becomes more important as the years pass. Collectors pay incredibly close attention to the smallest details. They examine the date carefully, study every letter, inspect the rims, and even look at the exact color of the surfaces. A beautiful natural brown tone developed over many decades is something experienced collectors truly appreciate because it tells the story of the coin's life. This detail changes everything. Original surfaces create trust, while altered surfaces immediately raise concerns. One of the biggest mistakes anyone can make is trying to clean an old wheat penny. Never clean this coin. Even if you believe you're making it look nicer, cleaning permanently destroys the original surface that serious collectors want to see. Those tiny natural marks, soft color changes, and aged appearance are part of the coin's identity. Once they're removed, they can never be restored. This is why professional grading is so important. Experts carefully examine whether the surfaces remain original, confirm the authenticity, evaluate the wear, and determine the overall condition. That professional opinion gives collectors confidence, especially when significant amounts of money are involved. If you believe you've found a valuable 1,919 wheat penny, professional grading could make all the difference before making any decisions. The collector market for this coin has become surprisingly competitive. Serious buyers quietly wait for attractive examples to appear, and when one does, the bidding can become intense. Many experienced collectors refuse to sell once they finally secure a beautiful original piece because they understand that supply continues shrinking while demand keeps growing. That combination creates the excitement seen at major auctions. Today, an exceptional example, like the one we're talking about, has reached an astonishing market value of $281,000. Think about that for a moment. What looks like an old brown penny could actually represent hidden wealth, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for the lucky person who recognizes it before spending it. So before you empty your pockets or cash in an old coin jar, check every 1,919 wheat penny carefully. Look for the missing mint mark, preserve the original toning, never attempt to clean it, and always consider professional grading if something looks special. Patience is golden, because rushing into the wrong decision could erase a fortune hiding in plain sight. And believe me, if you think this wheat penny is unbelievable, don't go anywhere, because the next coin on our countdown is even rarer, even more mysterious, and the shocking detail behind it has collectors fighting to own one. You absolutely do not want to miss what's coming next. Next coin number 2. You just saw a wheat penny that could completely change someone's life, but don't relax yet, because this next coin is even more dangerous to ignore. Thousands of people have unknowingly spent this penny without giving it a second look, never realizing they were holding a hidden treasure worth serious money. This is not fiction. Stay till the end, because one tiny detail on this coin has collectors watching auctions with unbelievable excitement. And what comes next in this countdown is even bigger. The second coin is the 1,927 wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition. And this quiet little coin has become one of those hidden fortunes that almost nobody talks about. It blends into ordinary pocket change so easily that people pass it from hand to hand without a clue. That's exactly why these discoveries create such excitement. A coin that looks old and ordinary could actually be a silent fortune waiting to be recognized before it disappears forever. Back in 1927, America was moving through the final years of the Roaring Twenties. Businesses were booming, cities were expanding, automobiles filled more roads every year, and millions of people relied on 1-cent coins for everyday purchases. Nobody at the time imagined that these pennies would one day become prized collector pieces. They were made to circulate, not to be protected. And that simple fact is one reason original survivors are becoming harder to find every single year. As these coins traveled through countless hands, they collected stories that cannot be replaced. Many were worn nearly smooth, others were damaged, and countless examples simply vanished through decades of heavy circulation. Every authentic survivor that still carries its original character becomes another piece of American history that collectors desperately hope to add to their collections. Take a close look at the design. The front proudly displays Abraham Lincoln, the first real historical figure ever placed on a circulating American coin. His portrait has become one of the most recognized images in U.S. coinage. Turn the coin over And you'll find the famous twin wheat ears surrounding the bold words 1 cent and United States of America. That classic reverse design instantly reminds collectors of a time that can never return, making this little penny feel far more valuable than its face value suggests. Even though it is small, the coin has a surprisingly solid feel. It was struck using a bronze alloy, made primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it the rich brown color collectors appreciate when it has aged naturally. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness close to 1.5 millimeters. Those familiar specifications have remained unforgettable among wheat penny enthusiasts, but it is the originality, not the measurements, that truly captures attention. Now here's the detail that changes everything. This coin has no mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While many were originally produced, finding one today in very fine condition with honest circulation and untouched surfaces is becoming increasingly difficult. That level of preservation tells collectors the coin escaped countless dangers that destroyed so many others. Every year that passes makes genuine survivors even scarcer. Collectors don't simply glance at these coins. They study every tiny feature with incredible patience. They inspect the sharpness of the date, the lettering, Lincoln's portrait, the wheat lines, the rim, and the natural color that developed over decades. Original brown toning is highly respected because it proves the coin has aged honestly. That beautiful antique appearance cannot be recreated once it has been lost. This is exactly why you should never clean this coin. It may seem like polishing or washing will improve its appearance, but the opposite is true. Cleaning strips away the original surface collectors value most and leaves evidence that can dramatically reduce desirability. The natural toning, light wear, and authentic character are part of the coin's identity. Once those are removed, they are gone forever. Professional grading is another step that should never be overlooked. Experts examine every detail to verify authenticity, confirm originality, and determine the exact condition. That independent evaluation gives buyers confidence when significant money is involved. If you believe you've discovered one of these rare wheat pennies, professional grading could be one of the smartest decisions you make. The excitement surrounding this coin continues growing because supply keeps shrinking, while collector demand keeps climbing. When an attractive, original example appears at auction, experienced collectors often bid quietly but aggressively, determined not to let it slip away. Many successful buyers hold on to these coins for years instead of selling because they understand how difficult they are becoming to replace. An outstanding example like the one we're discussing has reached an incredible market value of $196,000. That is hidden wealth sitting inside a coin that many people would mistake for nothing more than an old penny. Imagine accidentally spending something that could represent serious money and a life-changing opportunity simply because you didn't know what to look for. So before you spend another old wheat penny, slow down and examine every detail carefully. Look closely at the 1927 date. Confirm there is no mint mark beneath the date. Protect the original brown toning, never clean the surfaces, and always consider professional grading if the coin appears promising. Patience is one of the greatest advantages any collector can have because rushing can cost a fortune. And don't leave yet, because the final coin on today's countdown is the rarest and most shocking of them all. The unbelievable detail hidden on that next wheat penny has stunned collectors, sparked intense auction battles, and could make everything you've seen so far seem small in comparison. You won't want to miss it. Next coin, number 3. We've finally reached the number 1 coin on today's countdown. And if you've stayed with me this far, you're about to see why collectors become obsessed with tiny details that most people completely ignore. This is the coin that surprises families, shocks collectors, and leaves ordinary people wondering how they could have spent something so valuable without ever noticing it. This is not fiction. Do not spend this coin because the hidden treasure you're about to hear about could still be sitting inside an old coin jar, a forgotten drawer, or even your pocket right now. Our final coin is the 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark, in fine condition, featuring a beautiful black patina that gives it an unforgettable appearance. At first glance, many people mistake that darker surface for damage, and that's exactly why so many incredible discoveries are accidentally overlooked every year. What some people call an old, dirty penny, experienced collectors may see as a silent fortune hiding in plain sight. The year 1934 was one of the most challenging periods in American history. The nation was still recovering from the Great Depression. Families watched every penny they earned, businesses struggled to recover, and every cent had real buying power. Coins were constantly moving through stores, banks, restaurants, and neighborhoods because money was precious. Very few people thought about preserving 1-cent coins. They were meant to circulate until they wore out, making untouched survivors much harder to find today. That historical journey is one reason this wheat penny carries so much excitement. Every scratch, every gentle sign of circulation, and every naturally aged surface tells part of the story. Countless coins from that era disappeared forever through decades of heavy use, corrosion, loss, or melting. Every authentic survivor that remains today represents another piece of American history that cannot be replaced. The design remains one of the most loved in American coin collecting. The front proudly features Abraham Lincoln with the classic portrait that generations have recognized instantly. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the famous twin wheat ears surrounding the bold words, 1 cent and United States of America. That timeless reverse has become a symbol of hidden treasure for collectors because every original wheat penny carries the feeling of another forgotten chapter from America's past. Although it is only a 1-cent coin, it feels remarkably solid in your hand. It was struck from a bronze alloy consisting mainly of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it the rich color collectors admire after decades of natural aging. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of around 1.5 millimeters. Those familiar specifications make every genuine wheat penny instantly recognizable. But originality is what separates an ordinary coin from an extraordinary discovery. Now comes the detail that changes everything. This coin has no mint mark beneath the date, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While many examples entered circulation, finding one today in fine condition with its original surfaces and that beautiful black patina has become increasingly difficult. That naturally developed dark appearance is exactly the kind of character many advanced collectors appreciate because it reflects decades of honest aging. It gives the coin a distinctive personality that polished examples simply cannot match. Collectors study these pennies under magnification, looking carefully at the date, the lettering, Lincoln's portrait, the wheat ears, the rim, and especially the originality of the surfaces. Tiny differences that most people never notice can completely change collector interest. This detail changes everything. A naturally aged coin with attractive original color often creates far more excitement than one that has been altered. That is why you should never clean this coin. Even if you think removing the dark color will improve its appearance, cleaning permanently destroys the original toning collectors are searching for. Once the natural surface has been removed, it can never truly be restored. Original toning matters, and that beautiful black patina may actually be one of the reasons experienced collectors stop and take a closer look. Professional grading is also critical. Specialists carefully examine authenticity, originality, wear, surface quality, and preservation before assigning an official grade. That professional opinion gives buyers confidence, especially when serious money is involved. If you ever discover a promising 1934 wheat penny, allowing experts to evaluate it could protect both the coin and its potential value. The excitement around this date continues growing because more collectors are entering the hobby, while fewer quality examples remain available. When attractive original pieces appear at auction, the bidding often begins quietly before becoming surprisingly competitive. Many successful buyers have no intention of selling because they understand that demand continues rising while truly desirable coins become harder to replace every year. An exceptional example, like the one we're discussing, has reached an incredible market value of $160,000. Imagine finding hidden wealth inside what appears to be nothing more than an old brown penny with a dark surface. That's why these coins are considered silent fortunes, serious money, and life-changing opportunities hiding where almost nobody thinks to look. Before you spend another old wheat penny, slow down and inspect every single detail. Look carefully at the 1934 date. Make sure there is no mint mark beneath it. Preserve the beautiful original black patina. Never clean the surfaces, and always consider professional grading if the coin looks promising. One careful decision today could save a fortune tomorrow. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden treasure coins, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Lucky Penny Finds, and turn on notifications so you never miss another unbelievable discovery. Every week we reveal rare US coins that ordinary people accidentally spend every day without realizing they could be worth serious money. Your next hidden fortune could already be sitting in your pocket, an old coin jar, or a family collection waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching. And remember one final message: do not spend these old coins until you've checked them carefully. The next ordinary-looking penny you find could become the biggest surprise of your life. Until next time, keep searching, keep checking every coin, and who knows? The next hidden treasure we reveal might already belong to you.